Hello students, welcome to the lecture on telephone skills. And after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the basics of telephone communication. Explain the greeting and leave-taking over phone, etiquette. Discuss the listening for tone, mood, and attitude. Explain about the handling of troubleshooting situations. Describe the teleconference handling. Let's start with the introduction of telephone skills. Business telephone etiquette is not trivial. It is very surprising that these daily skills are taken for granted by people at work. People generally think that they are good in their telephone communication. Only those who listen on the other side will be able to tell us whether we are proficient in our telephone skills or not. Very often one will hear some gruff, cold greetings and indifferent tone, and also some discourtesies. Certainly these are not the standard business etiquette for telephone communication. Since it is an oral form of communication, the vocal quality is the most important medium of communication.
Now, when you're receiving phone calls, there's a couple of things that you must do. First of all, you want to answer that phone promptly. Ring 1, ring 2, ring 3. Hello, this is Tracy. By 3 rings, you should pick up that phone. And what you also want to do is you want to have a smile in your voice. See, I can't see your face. So I want to say, hey, this is Tracy. Hello. All right, or however you answer the phone. Because a smile in your voice will present you as positive and helpful. And what you want to do immediately is find out who you're calling and how you can help them. That is just essential things that you have to do when you answer the phone. You know, go back and think about tone and all of those things. You don't want to answer your phone after it's, been ringing 7 times. This is Tracy. Okay, what's my customer going to think? My caller's going to be afraid, very afraid. So be positive, be professional, give a smile to that hello.
Now we will study the basics of telephone communication. Telephone communication is one of the most important forms of communication within the company. Although today its use is being replaced by other forms of communication, such as email, phone use is one of the most important means by which to materialize both internal and external communications. It is very important in business because it is the medium through which the first contact with or from the company is made. So before any personal contact, the usual thing is to make a phone call to arrange an interview or to specify any matter or topic. The interlocutor at the other end of the line will form an idea about the company depending on the impression after this first telephone contact. Techniques for effective telephone communication. For businesses large and small, effective telephone communication is a requirement. From the time a call is initiated until it is terminated, you and your company is being evaluated by the person on the other end of the call. Initiating the call. Make sure your greeting gets the call off on the right foot. Whether you are making a phone call or receiving a call, the greeting the caller receives establishes the tone for the whole rest of the conversation. Getting to the meat of the call. Get to the reason for the call. Telephone communication is so important to business because it allows both customers and employees to gather information or solve problems quickly. Arriving at a resolution. Determine whether a resolution has been achieved before hanging up the phone. Ending the call. Thank the person on the other end of the phone for his or her time. Other strategies for effective phone communication. Return calls in a timely fashion. Failure to do so reflects poor customer service. Improve telephone communication. Effective telephone communication, if well practiced, will reward you, not just in business, but also with personal calls. Take your time. Organize your thoughts. Why are you making the call and what do you want to achieve? Think through what you want to say before making the call. Focus on the task. Focus on the telephone conversation itself. Do not start multitasking. At once, while attempting a conversation on the telephone, you will not communicate effectively. Speak clearly and really listen. Start your conversation clearly, stating who you are and the intention of the call.
Being able to communicate effectively over the phone is an extremely valuable skill to develop. The manner in which you handle yourself on telephone calls often provides people with an important first impression of you. Therefore, you always want to remember to be polite and friendly when making and receiving phone calls. Answering the phone at home. Answering the phone at home. When you answer your personal phone, it is perfectly appropriate to answer with a simple and friendly hello, or by indicating who the caller has reached. For example,
Singh's residence, this is Mary.
Or you can say,
This is Mary.
if someone is calling your personal phone number, it is likely that they are a friend or acquaintance, but it is still important to treat them with respect. Phone interactions, whether personal or for business purposes, should be conducted just as you would hold a face-to-face interaction. Answering the phone at work. Answering the phone at work. If you are answering the phone at work, say the company name, your name, and offer to assist the caller. For example,
Nexus Company, this is Maria speaking, how may I help you?
remember, your voice and attitude might be the first impression the caller has of your company, so it is extremely important to be as polite and professional as you can be. If you answer the phone with a positive tone, the caller will instantly feel more comfortable and at ease, and this will reflect well on your company. Making call in the morning. Making a phone call in the morning. It is courteous not to call anyone before 9 a.m. This rule is, however, subject to your own personal judgment. Many businesses are open much earlier than 9 in the morning, so it is perfectly appropriate to call such places whenever they have officially begun their work day. Calling close friends and family can also be done earlier than 9 a.m. If you know the person you are calling would not be offended or disturbed in any way by your doing so. Making call in the evening. Making a phone call in the evening. Like the 9 a.m. rule, there is also a 9 p.m. rule. Unless you know for sure that it would not be an issue, do not make any phone calls after 9 p.m. The evening is, for most people, is personal and family time, and calling later than 9 p.m. is being disrespectful of people's private time. Similarly, if you are making an evening business call, try not to call right before the end of the business day. If, for example, you know a business ends their work day at 6 p.m. don't call at 5:50 p.m. Wait until the next morning to make your call. General phone etiquette tips. General phone etiquette tips. Before you put someone on hold, ask them if they mind being put on hold for a minute. Before you make a phone call, remind yourself of the purpose for your call and be prepared to leave a concise, but informative, voicemail in case your call is not answered. When you call anyone, whether it be a business acquaintance or a personal friend, be considerate of the other person's time. Try not to stray too much from the primary purpose for your call.
How to handle calls, telephone manners. Good manners are good for business, while great manners can set you apart. If you are under stress or in a hurry, it is easy to let your guard down and fails to observe the basics. Phone strategy. Treat the call as if it were a meeting and have a purpose and an agenda. Decide what you will do if someone answers other than the person you are calling. Would you prefer to leave a message, go to voicemail, or call back later? If you are on a scheduled call, be at your desk at the appointed time. Learn the names of the people who answer the phones at the numbers you call most frequently. Speak pleasantly to them, and if you talk to them very frequently, send them a card or gift on their birthday or over the holidays. Do and do not. Do not type or shuffle papers while you are on the phone. It suggests that you are not listening to the caller. If you have put the phone down, do it gently to spare your caller's ear. Rid your mouth of food, gum, cough drops, or candy before talking on the phone. The receiver amplifies your noshing. If you have to sneeze or cough, turn your head and cover your mouth and the receiver. Speak directly into the receiver, do not bury it into your shoulder or neck. If you dial the wrong number, explain yourself and verify the phone number so you do not repeat the call. Do not hang up, that is just rude. Cut down on the background noise when taking or making a call. Radios, televisions, and even computer and bleeps can be distracting over the phone. Taking messages. Record the time and date the call came in. Verify the caller's name, company name, and phone number. Initialize the message so if the person who received the message has any questions, he or she can contact you. Get a short statement about the caller's intent. Leaving a message, making requests. Record your own personal greeting. Try to avoid using the standard default greeting, or having another person record the greeting. People tend to feel that they have already lost the personal touch because of voicemail. If a female voice says that John Doe is not available, the caller will not be convinced that you listen to your voicemail. Checking messages, returning calls. Check your messages daily and return messages within 24 hours. If it will take longer than 24 hours, call the person and advise him or her. Callers should feel comfortable that you are checking your voicemail daily. Speak clearly and slowly. Be sure to leave your name and extension number. It is best to say it at the beginning and end of your message. Leave the date and time you called in the message. Let the person know the best time to call you back.
The voicemail. Typically, we all leave many per day. And you want to make sure that this experience is actually not only fun, but is effective. I'm surprised at how many clients actually confess that they have nerves as it relates to leaving the voicemail, because it's something that I take for granted. So here's what you need to do to prepare. Number one is you have to bear in mind that energy is contagious. So if you have any reservations at all leaving a voicemail message, if you're nervous, if you're excited, or if you're distracted, which is many times the case, then the person on the other end actually hears that and feels it too. So make sure you have a positive, confident energy in your voice and a smile on your face before you start to speak. The second point is you really want to map out what you're going to say in advance. Have you ever had those voicemails that just go on and on and on and on and on and they actually cut the person off? If you have been cut off in the past, then you are leaving too long of a message. The fact is that people want to know who called, the number if they don't know it, and what the information that is pertinent in the message itself. And then they get on with their day. So with your positive energy and a smile on your face, you're going to get right to the point. Your name, your phone number, the point of your message, and if it's a new contact, leave your number again, slowly and clearly. So it goes a little like this. You dial in your number, you're having a positive thought about how it's going to go. In fact, I had a friend who confessed to me that before she actually left an important voicemail or called an important client, she went like this. And what she was doing was actually visualizing them being super psyched to see her name appear on the call dial, on the caller ID. Clever. Now, the reason why I think it's so clever is, one, who cares if she's a little silly in her office or her home? Who cares? But she's sending an intention through that gesture, and pretty much everyone's psyched to hear from her. So you go ahead and you make your call. Take a big deep breath in. Hi, Victoria. This is Alexa Fisher. I am so happy to hear from you. You can give me a call back at 310-555-1234. But I wanted to let you know that, yes, we are confirmed for our appointment on the 23rd, and I'm really looking forward to it. Take care. And again, if you need me for any reason, please call 310-555-1234. Bye-bye. Clean all the unnecessary information, and it carries the energy of which I want to convey. Here's maybe something that you want to avoid. Hi, Victoria. Yes, it's Alexa calling. I got your information from my friend Amy And she told me to give you a call, and I am really excited because I have wanted to work for this organization for a long time, and I'm really excited, and it'll be great. But anyway, you can call me if you want at, you know, my number, and I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Thank you so much. Bye. I have to say, I wasn't anticipating talking about this, but the ending is critical. I don't understand people who have sort of a drift-off ending. Finish your thought. Just finish it with gusto, because it sends a message like, yes, I'm excited to talk to you, and I will, as opposed to